What is going on, everybody? My name is Conor Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. We are back again talking one comic book character, as we do every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Shaun Mead. Shaun, how's it going?
I'm not too bad, Conor. Happy Friday.
Oh, it's a good one. I needed it.
It's been a long week, of us talking about, movie news on Mondays and then weird news on Wednesdays, just in case anyone doesn't know the show format.
Do we do 2 other shows a week?
We do 2 other shows a week. Were you aware of this, Conor?
Interesting.
You put together both of them, so I don't know what the vibe is.
I'm just winging it. I just guess. You just guess what this is.
Just the mic comes on and you start talking, gold comes out.
Well, no, that's not true. So this is Hero or Zero, Shaun. What I wanted to do was, I feel like we normally have a bit of banter at the start.
Usually.
Okay? But I picked a character this week that is pretty big. It's a pretty big character. I've also chosen a character that we've done previously, but I've checked and the episode no longer exists because it's so early on. It was week 8.
Holy Jesus. Wait, do they delete themselves? Is that something we should be aware of?
Apparently Podbean only keeps the last 520 episodes.
Well, look, we're not on Podbean anymore.
And I tried to find my email, on my old computer, but that was a nightmare. I couldn't find the audio. So it actually doesn't exist, I don't think, unless you have a file. You might be the only person that has a file of this episode.
On an old laptop I might have it, but I'm also not digging that thing out, so it's
Absolutely.
dead forever.
So I felt like it'd be nice if we went back and covered a character that nobody can listen to anymore, and we also sound slightly better now. So Shaun, we are covering DC's Harley Quinn this week.
Quinn, girlfriend, partner sometimes of the Joker?
Yes. And since we've recorded that episode, she's now got her own animated show that's really great.
Which is class. It's the best DC thing.
Yeah. Now, a lot of... I should mention, by the way, Hero Zero, I choose DC characters. Shaun chooses Marvel characters. So we kind of swap every single week.
We should also mention, leave a like and a rating on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, please.
No, we shouldn't mention that, Shaun. Shut up.
Conor, the one time I try and you shut me down.
It's a bit of negging. New mind control. Also, we're having our Patreon and listener hangout for our Christmas hangout is happening on the 10th. So next Saturday. So not Saturday tomorrow, Saturday the following Saturday.
The 10th. Of December.
The 10th is at 1:15 to 3 o'clock Irish time.
Yep.
You can jump in whenever you want into the call, but there's lots of people invited. If you'd like an invite, please feel free to message us on Instagram or Twitter. It's a private party, you know what I mean, Shaun? You can't just give it away.
We've got kind of a bouncer set up in Google Meet and he presses yes or no.
Not with those shoes.
Just local, sorry.
So Shaun, we're going to get started into this. So Harley Quinn was originally created by a certain duo called Paul Dini and Bruce Timm in 1992, Shaun.
But Conor, those are the men behind Batman the Animated Series.
Thank you for the setup, Shaun.
I've also heard this report before. That's
true. But it was 4.5 years ago, so shut up.
I remember every word.
I was going to say, if we repeat ourselves, but nobody can listen to it now. So we can do whatever the fuck we want.
We listened to it before this. It's all jokes, so repeat.
So you're just going word by word, just absolutely script this out. She was of course created for Batman the Animated Series, was not created for comic books originally, which is one of her massive selling points as a character. I think it just makes her really unique, because a lot of people go comic book first and then they transfer over onto the screen. She went the opposite way because she was so popular.
Yeah, it's the same as what happened with Terry McGinnis, wasn't it, that he started as the next Batman.
And also, say, with the origin of Mr. Freeze. So, Bruce Timm, Paul Dini, they create a whole origin for Mr. Freeze, and then that transferred over into the comic books. because the comic book Mr. Freeze just liked ice.
Just a man who he's basically Captain Cold.
Yeah, he was just big into freeze and shit. So yeah, she first appeared in the episode Joker's Favour. However, she became so popular almost overnight that she had to make more appearances in the show and various spin-offs and movies. She's been in literally everything since.
That's insane. And who voiced her in the show for the first appearance?
So Arlene Sorkin voiced her. So Arlene Sorkin is known for appearing in Days of Our Lives. And what happened is, Arlene Sorkin and I think it was Paul Dini were very good friends. She was friends with either Paul Dini or Bruce Timm. No, actually, it might have been Bruce. But very, very good friends since college. And she was appearing in Days of Our Lives. She was a comedic actress herself. And there was a scene in Days of Our Lives where it's like a dream sequence. And Arlene appears in like a Harley Quinn outfit.
Really?
And she's like a jester. And she's like talking like it's just a weird scene because obviously it's a dream sequence.
Yeah.
But Bruce Timm seen that and he was like, I could do a character for the Joker, a girlfriend for the Joker.
That's so cool.
That's a Harley Quinn, and also I'm friends with Arlene Sorkin. She can do the voice.
So that scene in Days of Our Lives was kind of the first appearance of Harley Quinn in a lot of ways.
But they didn't know. They just wrote that episode just as a normal weird dream sequence. And just so it happened that Bruce Timm seen it and then was like, you know what? You know what I could do? Joker could have a girlfriend. And there's just a light bulb went off. And then he went, Arlene could play them because she's also the voice that for Harley Quinn she was doing in that dream sequence.
That's so good.
And you can find that on YouTube, and it's so amazing to like see where the brain. Sorry, it was Paul Dini, and this is where the ideas came from.
Yeah, like the impetus for Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
that
and
one scene. That's mad.
Arlene comes in. She's the voice. Now, since then, Tara Strong has taken over as Harley Quinn for lots of stuff.
Yeah.
She's probably the second most famous. Then Kelly Cuoco's now Harley Quinn in the animated show. All excellent.
All of them kill it. Like there's no bad
all
Harley
of them are
Quinn
excellent.
voice.
But, yeah, Arlene was the very, very first. Also, Harley Quinn sounds like Arlene Sorkin. So there you go.
Arlene Quinn.
Arlene Quinn. So she became so popular, in fact, that DC decided to bring her into the mainstream DC universe. Now, the Harley Quinn, Harley Quinn, however, lost some of the characteristics that made her quite popular, as she was written more as a psychotic, dark character than she had been in the show.
Oh, right. So they leaned into the insanity side of Harley Quinn more than the... Because in the show, she's just kind of chaotic. Like, she's just funny chaotic.
Yeah, and so in comic books, she was in like the animated show comic books, but I don't think they really count in terms of mainstream. In terms of mainstream DC, she appeared in Batman Harley Quinn issue 1, which came out in 1999. So it was October 99 that was when she got fully into the world.
Debut on like Earth 1 or whatever it was.
And that was written by Paul Dini, so no better person to write her.
That's kind of clever though, getting like the creator from the TV show to introduce into the comics world. Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. DC were making good business decisions back then.
Man, imagine what that'd be like.
To be fair, the animated series and Batman Beyond were just like, after doing, like, they were rolling in it. They were like, this is easy.
That's true. They hadn't had a miss yet, to be fair.
And Marvel are selling cabinets. They're not going to do anything.
Actually, Marvel were fumbling at this point.
So Harley Quinn's origin is something that's kind of up in the air, I must admit, because the original origin is that she's a grade A student, becomes a psychiatrist, goes off, everything's perfect. There's also multiple origin stories. The other one is that maybe she's not very smart and she like slept with all of her professors, and then that's how she got through college, and how she got her degree.
I don't particularly like that one. I think that
not as big
character.
Into that one as I am into. I just love the idea that like she's incredibly intelligent, completely like really capable as just like as a human being, and then she gets broken down. I just think that's a better story.
That's more interesting, and it ties into the whole like one bad day thing. That's the Joker is all about.
Whereas if she just cheats her way there, I feel like it loses a lot of the drama.
Yeah, because the whole thing is that like she was like at the top of her game, she was so accomplished, but she still fell. Is the whole thing there.
So Harley's origin had been identical to the comics because, of course, there's an episode shot of the animated series called Mad Love.
Indeed, there is.
One of the most famous episodes of all time. And that kind of came near the end of the series, but it kind of goes into the origin of Harley Quinn and Joker and how they came to be.
But, Connor, I'm sorry, Todd Phillips's Joker 2 Folie à Deux has not come out yet, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It's 24 minutes long and fuck me, it's good. It's so
not a
good.
wasted frame in
not
that
a
episode.
wasted frame, man. They just absolutely kill it. And so it's just her whole origin story and how the Joker basically just psychologically just broke her down until she was just like, she just gave in. I mean, it goes through her like going in and she's talking to him like a normal psychiatrist, and he gains her sympathy, being like, my father beat me, like I just had a terrible childhood, and then he slowly starts to make her laugh, and you see like over months and months and months of just like every so often getting 1% closer, and then she's like, you know what, he's a pretty nice guy, actually.
Like, it's somehow more sinister that way as compared to like, you know, oh, I'm going to throw a bunch of laughing gas to make you laugh yourself to death. The mental torture that the Joker is capable of is some of the most fucked up stuff in DC Comics. Yeah,
so I mean, in terms of her actual childhood, the comic books did kind of go into that a little bit more. Her mother was a bit of not a very nice person, was always calling her basically evil. Comparing her to like other heroes, say like, why aren't you like them? Like, why aren't you like a better child? Her younger brother was a deadbeat and and still lived at home. And Harley once sent him large sums of money to get his life back on track, but he squandered it all just betting. And her father was a criminal con man, so he was known for swindling women out of their money with his charm. And so the reason why she became a psychiatrist was so that she could understand why her father did what he did to their family.
Fuck. That's... Like, she really had a harsh start in life, didn't she? Yeah.
And she went to study psychology, but found doing so dull because she was just so smart that she just was very bored.
There was no challenge to her.
And so then she went on to college, and so then also she was going to be a psychologist in just a normal hospital, and then she was like, no, that's a bit bored. And that's why she went to Arkham, because she was like, I want give me the biggest of the big. I'm not just going like a small scale here.
Yeah, so she wasn't so ambitious and so competent and had just ended up in like the psychiatry wing of the general hospital. Yeah. She would never have become Harley Quinn.
Exactly. It's just tragic. All choices. It's all just steps that led her there. And so where a lot of her psychological things come from is she came up with a theory about being in love having similarities with being a criminal, about how far someone can go for love. And she decided to use her boyfriend at the time to test this theory and used him as a test subject. So they went out to dinner one night. He's talking and she just is acting like she's white as a ghost. She's just like not responding. He says, what's wrong? She pretends that she has committed various crimes, such as murdering a teacher, to like knocking over people. Like, she's like, I accidentally ran a red light and I killed someone. Like, oh my God. To see what his reaction would be, because she wanted to know.
This is kind of twisted to do to your partner.
It's fucked. And so he obviously believes her, and thinking that he was looking out for her, she's like, oh, there's a witness that's seen me do it. So he goes and he shoots the witness.
Holy
to be like,
shit.
Now you're not going to go to jail.
No one knows fine. Now. It's just me and you.
It's just me and you. And the professor wasn't dead. She just made the story up. So he's just killed somebody.
For no reason.
For love.
What happens to him then?
So Guy thinks he can't live with the guilt and wants to die, basically, what she tells him. But he can't bring himself to suicide, and he asks Harley to kill him. And she does, for love, disguising the murder as a suicide.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah, but like she's psychologically just like love and being in love and being a criminal are the same thing. I want to see I want the psychological reactions, and they're very similar.
Yeah, like both will drive you to do things that you would never normally do, I guess, is the link there.
She begins to believe that the universe is in a constant state of chaos, And she represses her feelings of sorrow and then goes on to keep studying. And I think that a lot of that comes out in how Joker breaks her down, because that whole situation is still in the back of her mind, even if she tries to forget it. And I think that's where he latches onto. Like being a criminal and being in love, they're the same.
Yeah, and I suppose like you could be the best psychiatrist or psychologist in the world, but if like that is a trauma event that happened to you, and you need to deal with that rather than just going, okay, that happened, and now back to work with this psychopath.
And she feels connected with the Joker because she believes he believes in some of the same things as Guy. And so she finds the job at Arkham Asylum demanding to speak with him. She's like, I want to speak to the Joker. Like, that's who I want to talk to. And that's what leads to the breakdown of her mentally. And ultimately, we kind of all know the basis of him breaking her down, like, slowly over months, and then her breaking him out. That, like, then she joins him as, like, a duo.
Yeah, but it's completely like a one-sided love. It's like the Joker is not as interested in Harley as Harley is in the Joker.
No, she's a tool for but she's also the only person that's ever gotten close to him. So it's like a weird cycle. It's a layered enough relationship that you can kind of go in several different directions depending on who's writing it.
Like the Suicide Squad 2016.
Like the Suicide Squad. But I mean, I have a few stories that I really wanted to get to, but one of the major things I wanted to hit on was Harley and Ivy. So we all kind of know Harley and Joker, but Harley and Ivy are just as big a duo, I think, than Harley and Joker. And where their relationship starts is in the comic books. Joker decides he doesn't like Harley's presence around him anymore, and he shoots her off in a rocket.
Oh, just have a conversation, maybe.
Yeah. Harley crash lands at Robinson Park, where she meets Poison Ivy. Ivy originally saved Harley, but recognised that she was one of the doctors at Arkham, so she's like ready to kill her. She's like, wait, that's one of the doctors from Arkham. But when Harley does not care what Ivy's going to do with her, because she's just like, yeah, kill me. I don't care. Just do whatever you want. I just, like, my pudding's after getting rid of me. Not even matters anymore.
Yeah.
I don't care. It made Pamela curious because Pamela Isley, or Poison Ivy, is a very cool character. She's really intelligent. So she's like, that's interesting.
And she's also not completely heartless either.
No, not at all. I mean, her big thing is just that plants are better than humans.
Which you're not wrong.
Which we fuck fair. She's right. She is right. So it made Pamela curious, and Ivy convinced Harley to tell her what her problem was. After Harley told Ivy about everything to do with the Joker, Ivy and Harley became instant best friends, and Ivy vowed to help her gain her revenge for what Joker had put her through.
That's great. I love how she just like, she hears the story and she's just like, that's fucked. I'm angry for you.
You're in a really bad relationship and we're gonna fuck him up. So she was so angry with the Joker that she even teamed up with Batman at this point to help bring him down. And so her and Batman turned up at Joker's hideout. Batman takes all the goons. Harley races after Joker and she's going to kill him. They race up the stairs to the top of the roof and she's like, this is it, I'm finally going to kill him. And Batman, of course, is taking care of all the henchmen. Harley's ready to kill the Joker, but then he apologises to her.
Oh.
And she forgives him immediately, and they make up immediately because that's all she wanted.
That's so sad, man.
Yeah, Ivy is of course angry at Harley for getting back with the Joker, but she eventually forgives her. Harley and Ivy have a sister-like bond, I would say, and Ivy is usually the one Harley goes to when she and Joker have a breakup, which happens quite often.
Yeah, so they're just like, she's like the one person she can be like, okay, Ivy will at least, let me in. Like, I can at least talk to Ivy about this.
So 1 year after Infinite Crisis, Harley was in Arkham and she was actually trying to get out the right way. She was kidnapped eventually by Scarface and the ventriloquist, who offered her a deal to get extremely rich really quickly. But eventually she calls the police because she's like, I'm going straight. I don't want to be a villain anymore because she's psychologically damaged, but she's still a good person.
Yeah.
Like there's that bit in her. And so Batman arrives and he files Scarface's plans, and Harley is sent back to Arkham. But the next day, she's free to go with the vote of one Bruce Wayne, as she called the police on Scarface. And so she's like, I want to go straight, and then she rings the police. She does the right thing, and immediately Batman's like, she shouldn't be in Arkham. She
realizes
she's trying to do better.
Wrong. That's good. How much fucking swing does Bruce Wayne have?
He's very, very rich.
But to be able to just be like, hey, this criminal who willingly turned himself in, let him go.
It's comic books. She even joins the women's shelter at this point, and she starts working there as a job, just like when she gets out.
Yeah.
So much later, a supposedly reformed Harley finds herself back in Gotham City after receiving a large sum of money from Catwoman. Harley ends up living with Ivy, who's slumming in the apartment with Riddler. However, Poison Ivy has mind-controlled Riddler to take his apartment. So
Class.
The two of them are just chilling there. And so after seeing that Ivy has brainwashed Riddler in order to get him to be passive, Harley arrives back with many shopping bags immediately. And Selina sees firsthand what Harley has been doing with the large sum of money that she gave to her, and is just like, dude, come on.
She's not like setting up a new life and helping people with the money. She's just shopping.
Yeah. Ivy and Catwoman bring up Joker. So Catwoman is there, Ivy is there, and Harley Quinn is there. And Ivy and Catwoman bring up the Joker, and Harley insists that she's over him. She's finished with him. She's on the straight and narrow this time, I swear. She's not very convincing at all, though, when she tells them. And seeking to make a name for himself, a small villain known as Bone Blaster turns up. Name. And he follows the girls to the apartment and attacks them. Harley, Ivy and Selina defeat him easily, but the apartment is destroyed in the process, which leads to them going to actually live with Selina in their own little apartment. And they're called the Gotham Sirens.
Gotham City Sirens, I've heard of this.
Yeah.
Just the three gals all living together.
The three gals. It's an abandoned animal shelter. And the two of them the three of them are all living there. Catwoman is like, we should stick together as a gang, which is good. Harley and Ivy agree, but first they drug Selina and ask her to tell them who Batman is, because they're just like, Selina, you know, tell us.
We know you know.
Selina, however, has had her mind protected through like techniques, so she can't be comic book bullshit.
Okay, all the comic book bullshit, her mind protected by techniques.
Mind techniques, Shaun. Bruce Wayne taught her mind techniques so that she never reveals the secret. And she gives a fabricated tale of multiple Batmen working at once, basically. And right. I only bring up this part of the story because Harley is really skeptical, and she just starts thinking out loud, through her psychiatric background, of course, that a single man could be Batman if he underwent some sort of severe childhood trauma. And then it just goes quiet, with Selina just being there. And then Harley ignores her thoughts and goes shopping.
So she's this close to just like figuring it out.
Yeah. She's this close, but also she's Harley. So like she doesn't really care that much.
I suppose it doesn't really impact her too much, whoever Batman is. Like he's not her nemesis or anything.
No, I just really like that character trait that she's like, it would have to be one person, but they'd have to go through a really psychological damaging thing when they were younger, using like her brains, and then be like, I don't really give a shit, come on, we'll just go shopping.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who Batman is, it's fine.
I don't really care. And so when they go out, they meet Bruce Wayne. Now Shaun, I'm gonna have to, this is in the middle of the Hush storyline, okay?
Right.
So okay. Bruce Wayne isn't actually Bruce Wayne. If anyone's read the storyline, Thomas Elliot, his big villain, is pretending to be Bruce Wayne.
And he's got plastic surgery to make himself look like Bruce Wayne, but he's a bad man.
Yeah, and this Bruce Wayne gets attacked while the three girls are going down to town. They stop the attack, and Bruce Wayne is like, and obviously Bruce signed her parole papers in the past, so Harley's like, Bruce Wayne, like we're friends.
My pal, my best friend Bruce. Pal.
And so they decide to start hanging out. She goes off with him in his limousine as he's thanking her for saving him. Now, once again, it's not actually Bruce Wayne, but it's Thomas Elliot pretending. She sends Selena a phone message with a photo of her with Bruce, basically being like, look at me, I'm with Bruce. Selena realises that's not Bruce almost immediately.
But she can't say, no, I know that's not Bruce.
Because she's not meant to know that's not Bruce. And so she rushes to help her with Ivy in tow. Now, Thomas Elliot and Harley, they arrive at a cafe. We're hushing Harley they arrive at a bar where Hush and Harley are, they go up to the top roof.
Right.
And Hush is planning to secretly push her off the top floor to her date.
For what purpose? What
just
purpose?
Being evil.
Just to be a dick.
Being a dick.
So Bruce Wayne can kill someone.
As Hush keeps moving her to darker and more secluded places, Harley is under the impression he's trying to get with her and kiss her.
I love the two different ideas of what's going on there. That's hilarious. He's trying to murder her.
Harley's like, Bruce Wayne, he kind of likes me, I think he's
got a thing for me.
And Thomas Elliot's like, I'm going to the top floor to push this ugly lady
This
off.
will be the best spot because there's limited CCTV access and it's dark.
Once they're finally alone and in the dark, a light pierces the darkness as one of the Joker's blimps shines a spotlight on them. The henchmen then open fire on the two of them, and the two of them have to dive for cover. Ivy, Catwoman and Harley Ivy shows up then and destroys the blimp with her plants, and they all get away.
Right, so the sirens all get away.
The sirens all get away. However, Ivy, Catwoman and Harley return back to their new hideout, and Harley's going on this long speech about how the Joker must love her because he showed up when she was on a date with Bruce Wayne. That's true love,
He's
Shaun.
jealous. That means it's true love.
That means it's true love. My pudding, Mr. J. Just then, the Joker mobile crashes through the window of their room. A robot Joker steps out and explodes. Right?
Your standard Joker move right there.
Exactly. The girls all survive, and after Ivy puts out the fire, her and Catwoman begin yelling at Harley again until getting her to agree that they need to kill the Joker.
It's like, no, he's a prick. He's a literal demon. He's the worst.
So they have decided they're going to kill the Joker. This is it. And Harley's made up her mind. This is the time. She's finally going to do it this time, Shaun. So Harley breaks into Arkham Asylum on her journey to kill the Joker. She takes out a few guards, and then she quickly releases Clayface to break out other prisoners to cause a distraction so that she can keep going.
Okay, so the Joker's in Arkham at this point.
Yeah, he's locked up in Arkham at this point. She then informs guard Aaron Cash that Joker is the one that killed his firstborn son. He then allows her to enter the area where Joker's being held.
Fuck.
Yeah, so her way to get through is like, Cash, Joker killed your son. I'm going to kill him.
Did he actually kill his son?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's still fucked, but at least Aaron gets some peace, I guess.
Oh, some closure.
At least he knows.
So she's all revved up, Shaun. She's, you know what I mean? She's there.
She's ready to go.
Once Harley sets her eyes upon Joker, her mind fills with all of the bad memories of him. And then she gets even madder.
Excellent.
But then the good memories start to flood her mind, Shaun.
Stop it.
And she is instantly in love with him again.
What is it? Why does it keep happening?
It's just, it's a psychological thing, you know what I mean? It's an abusive relationship that she's in. She gives him a huge hug. And during the riot, Joker gets into a fight with one of the other criminals, just to be interrupted by Poison Ivy, showing up to save Harley. She still thinks the plan is going ahead, and now she's really confused.
Right. Okay. So fuck. Okay, so now she has to supposedly fight Harley while the Joker escapes.
She tells Harley she has to choose, once and for all, between her or the Joker. And if anyone's seen random comics or even the animated show, Poison Ivy and Harley are also in a relationship in certain origins or certain canon. Yeah. So it's completely feasible that she would pick Ivy over Joker.
And she should.
She absolutely should.
It's a better relationship all round.
A million times out of a million, that is a better choice to make in that situation. But Harley's like, Ivy's like, it's me or the Joker. That's it. Yeah. I can't be your best friend anymore. If it's either me or him. Harley makes her choice by asking Ivy, what is it that she gets out of their friendship? Why would she risk so much? And then she leads into whisper in Ivy's ear, is it because you love me? To which Ivy obviously has a stunned reaction. Harley wants that reaction, and then she seizes the opportunity and knocks out Poison Ivy and leaves a Joker.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Not fun. Not a good dynamic there.
Her attempt to flee Arkham with the Joker fails, Shaun, of course it does. And she, along with Ivy, are sent back to imprisonment. Ivy escapes with plans to kill Catwoman because they fall out at this time, but breaks into Harley's cell in an attempt to kill her as well. So she's just sick of the sirens.
I'm fucking done with both.
I'm done with friends, basically. But as she enters the room, she sees delusional drawings of the Joker all over the walls and floor. And Ivy realises that Harley's only suffering from a relapse, and the realisation that Harley is the only person she ever saw as a true friend. And that without Ivy, Harley could never grow up. So Ivy realises all this, having seen this. She decides that she can't kill her or leave her behind. And she still asks Harley to escape with her. And Harley accepts. So, like...
That's mad.
And that's where I'm going to leave my little report on Harley Quinn. But it's a really interesting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, that dynamic is as interesting, if not more interesting, than the Harley and the Joker. And especially from Ivy's side as well, because it shows that she's like... No, like, she is a friend... and I'll do anything.
Oh, Ivy's the most mature character in all of Batman comic books.
She's the most aside from the whole exterminate all people, plants rule the world. She's the most level-headed person in DC.
But most of her stories are always like, these people are coming in and destroying nature, so I'm going to kill them.
If
so
it was framed
she has a point.
She'd be a hero.
Yeah. So I think she's like the smartest person surrounded by all these psychopaths, and so she knows Harley. And she knows that she means well. She just is relapsing all the time.
Yeah, it's an addiction, basically.
It's an addiction that she has.
And managed.
Now, I obviously in this report, I didn't want to... I mean, we all kind of know the Joker, Harley Quinn connection, so I wanted to kind of go from a different angle. That it just... Her and Poison Ivy, I always find... It's just a really cool dynamic. The two of them.
And it's great in the animated show as well, just the way they play off of each other.
Yeah, so it can be like sisterly. Ivy's kind of sometimes her mother. It can be in a romantic relationship. They could be just best friends.
They could be enemies as well. And
they can be enemies, but even when they're enemies, Ivy's like, Harley means well. She's just a bit scared.
She's hard done by.
Yeah.
You know?
So in terms of personality and traits, Harley is bubbly, energetic and charming. She hides her demented mind behind a childish exterior, which she can combine with a flirtatious demeanour if she needs to. She's also much more intelligent than she lets on, which is really important as the character. Often causing friend and foe alike to underestimate her. For example, in the Mad Love episode, she actually comes closer to killing Batman than the Joker ever did. And this was her first attempt.
So, the Joker's had, years of attempts at this point? Yeah. And she comes out day one, fully formed, just like...
Because she wants to impress the Joker. And so she does her own plan. And she has a genius level IQ in some iterations as well. So
she just goes all out.
And I really love the idea of her being a genius. That she's just she is a genius, but she's also crazy.
Yeah. And she's just... There's no kryptonite or anything. I suppose Joker's her kryptonite. But she's perfectly capable. She's just insane. And
another cool thing is her training as a psychiatrist gives her a knack for getting into people's heads. So she's like a manipulator as well, just as much as he is. But she's just for other people, but not for him.
Yeah, like that guard in Arkham. She's like, okay, if I tell him that I know who killed his son and it's Joker, he'll let me through, no problem.
Yeah, and she's also prone to explosive fits of rage, and she has a violent streak.
Like myself.
That rivals the Joker, almost like the Joker himself. So I mean, Harley would even intimidate him when she was angry. If she was really mad. Now, as it went on, this was at the start. As it went on, she became more submissive and like put up with a lot more of his abuse. But especially at the start, he was like, fucking hell, okay, she's a psychopath. Unlike most versions of the Joker, however, most of Harley's incarnations do possess a softer side that are genuinely capable of caring about others. So she treats her pet hyenas, Bud and Lou, give them a shout out, like her own children, calling them her babies. She genuinely loves Poison Ivy in all sorts of ways.
Yeah.
I think.
So she can form attachment to people and animals.
Like her and Poison, like she calls Poison Ivy Red or Pammy, depending. The nature of their love depends on the incarnation. But like she genuinely does love her, so she does have human connections as well, which the Joker cannot form really with anyone.
He's a psychopath. He's not able to do that.
Yeah, exactly. She can also be very loyal to people she cares about, but she also struggles with innate selfishness. So, like, she's one half was really selfish, and the other one's like, I want to be a good friend, though. Oh, I don't know what to do.
But this is what I want, and I'm me, so.
Her loyalty to people like Ivy rarely surpasses her loyalty to the Joker. So, however, sometimes she realises her loyalty is misplaced, but then she goes back. So it's kind of up in the air. So while most versions of Harley have attempted to leave her life of crime behind at least once, only a few have succeeded. She's also joined the Suicide Squad and has been doing good in a lot of the New 52 versions. This is pre-New 52. I've covered a lot of this. New 52, as we've seen with the movie, she's part of the Suicide Squad because, I mean, there's a chip in their head. They might die, but she also thinks that's kind of fun.
Yeah, and she's meeting new people and she's going on an adventure. So
because she can make human connections. She just wants to hang out. She just wants to.
She just wants a group. She wants a gang.
She wants to be wanted, I think. Like a lot of it.
Yeah.
And so in terms of powers and abilities, gifted intellect. She can be absent-minded, but she's also a genius and extremely capable in combat, as she's a master acrobat as well. She's a trained psychiatrist. She also has toxic immunity, and this comes from Poison Ivy. So what Poison Ivy did with the first time they met, when she realised that she was going to go fight the Joker, she was like, let's go kill the Joker. She gave her an injection for something to make her immune to toxins and poisons, but also enhance her strength and speed.
Okay. So from that meeting, she's just kept that the whole time.
So that's part of her story now, that she's immune to poisons. She's immune to various assorted toxins that Ivy's own poisonous touch. So that's why Ivy can't poison her either.
Ah, that's really cool. Which I guess, like, when it comes to the point that they fight, it means that it's not just Ivy walking all over her.
Exactly. And also the injection gave her enhanced strength and stamina. So that's a bit vague. We don't really know how much. It depends on the writer, really. But like, she does have enhanced strength and stamina as well.
Yeah, but she can keep up with like the superhuman people.
Yeah, so a lot of people are like, why is she part of the Suicide Squad? Like, what does she bring? But like, if she's got enhanced speed and enhanced strength and she's immune to everything, and she's kind of crazy. So like, she's a wild card, but we're glad she's in her deck kind of thing.
Yeah, and like some of the Suicide Squad members are just men with a lot of guns. So
there's a lad who has ropes. He's called Slipknot.
There's a man, what is a weasel?
She also employs a variety of Joker's party gang weapons, including knives, gang pistols and bombs. However, she has the giant mallet and the pop gun, which are her two most famous weapons.
The mallet is so good, by the way.
She used that giant mallet, by the way, to knock out Tim Drake in Batman Beyond Return of the Joker, the movie. One of the most horrifying scenes ever put to film.
Oh God, she did and all, didn't she?
What a horrible woman. Anyway, Sean, that's my little report on Harley Quinn.
Do you know what, Connor? I'm glad the other one got deleted, because this is way better. It was a really good report. Fair play to you.
Harleen Quinzel.
That's what they call her.
That's what they call her. So, Sean, I mean, do you know more about Harley Quinn now than you did?
I think I do.
Well known.
Yeah, I knew a bit. She's kind of in pop culture enough that I feel a lot of it is just out there. But like some of the stuff about like her boyfriend killing a dude and everything, that kind of stuff was new to me. So it's like, oh, okay, that's a bit more fucked. But
I hope everyone enjoyed this, and I hope you're all enjoyed us going back over some old characters, because obviously if the episode doesn't exist anymore, probably good to get it back out there.
Yeah, there's like 3 factors where like the episode doesn't exist. We are better at reporting on things, I'd like to think, and it sounds a lot better as well.
I hope so. So I mean, if you have any other ideas of old characters that we've done and you'd like to hear again, like I've got a whole host of Batman characters that I burned through in the first little while, and they no longer even exist now.
I have a rake of all the best Marvel characters just ready to go.
So happy to go through them again. But yeah, Shaun, you can take us out if you'd like.
Yeah, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero, and next Saturday with the Listener Hangout Chat. So as Connor said up top, if you want to be a part of that, send us a message on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or any number of ways to contact us, and we'll see what we can arrange. Shout outs to everyone over on Patreon who continues to support the show. There are a million reasons why we should thank you, but we genuinely couldn't do the show without you contributing every month. So thank you very much. Link for that is in the description. Patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. Also the merch store, heroesforhire.ie/shop. Twitter is @HeroesForHirePod. The 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Detective Divilment's discussion group. Instagram is Heroes for Hire podcast. And the best way to ever help out the show is to tell one human being that we exist.
Just the one, please.
I think that's about it, Con.
I think so. So I've been Connor Lawler.
I've been Sean Lane.
And we shall see you all next week, guys.
Bye.